Hi, I'm Dustin with GST. I'm going to be giving an explanation on how to install the GST IC Elite 1943 repeater. So we're going to show two types of installations. One's going to be on the pole mount and one's going to be on the wall mount. Okay, we're going to begin with the pole type installation. So the first thing I'm going to do is drill the hole for the mounting bracket, which is going to be using a 3/16 drill bit. So we're going to begin with that. Alright, now that I have my hole drilled on my desired position, I'm going to be mounting the front bracket. So you want to make sure on this that you have both pieces attached, so you're going to have the screw in the center on the second piece. And then you're going to take your lag screw and make sure that you put the lock washer on first and then the flat washer on afterwards to make sure you don't scratch up the bracket. Alright, so I'm going to push the bracket flush against the pole and start drilling my hole. Alright, so of course if you have a level you want to make sure that this is straight, but if not, just eyeball it. Alright, so now that I have the bracket attached, this is basically what it's going to look like. The center here is the lag bolt that I just inserted. Alright, so after you've drilled in the front bracket, you're basically going to feed the steel bands through. So on the holes on the side of the bracket, you'll just feed those through there, come around the pole. And I already have one attached for examples purposes, but I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like for the second one. So basically you're going to line up each end. Oops. Alright, so basically to the desired tightness. So at this point we're going to go ahead and hang the repeater. So basically, as you can see on the back here, you can see where it hangs. It's the same shape as the bracket. So basically I'm going to find that. There we go. Okay, now that you've hung the repeater on the bracket, you're going to go ahead and secure it to the bracket. So I've already attached the screw on the opposite side. You're going to use the M5 12mm bolt. So you're going to see the hole on the side of the bracket. It's basically to desired tightness. And that's it for that on both sides. Okay, so now you're going to attach your grounding cable. So you're going to use the M4 8mm screws, and they use a number 2 Phillips. And also this attachment is on both sides, so whether it's on the right or the left. Basically, here is your included grounding cable. Alright, now on the next step, you're going to attach the power cable. So before doing that, you want to slide over the heat shrink. Alright, so now that you have the heat shrink slid over, also you want to make sure that the other end of this is not connected to a power source for safety. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the power cable. Alright, so after I have the power cable securely tightened, I'm going to slide over the heat shrink all the way. And then I'm going to use a heat gun to basically contract the heat shrink. want to make sure that you don't stay on one part too long and basically work your way around. Okay, so on this next step, we're going to attach the feeder cables. So basically, you're just going to hand tighten them. I already have one connected on the opposite side. Alright, so once they're fairly snug by hand tightening, you're going to use a 1 1/4 torque wrench that goes up to 25 Newton meters or 25 Nm. Okay. Okay, so now you're going to attach your water boot for water resistance. So basically, as you can see in the installation guide, you just slide the inside part out from the outside. Alright, so first, you're going to open up the inside section. You're going to place it around the feeder cable, but make sure that you don't go around the SMA connector. So basically, once that's in place, you're going to go ahead and clamp that shut. And then you're going to take the large part with the wide end facing upwards. You're going to slide that over your table, and in line with this, you're going to slide it over. That's it. Okay, so on the next step, you're going to connect your RET cable. This is used for remote tilting of the antenna. So basically, you're going to find your port on the bottom. Oh, and before doing this, you're going to want to make sure to put a shrink wrap over this before connecting it. I was short on shrink tubes, so I can't show that step. Alright, so basically on this, you just want to make sure it's snug by hand. And then with your shrink tube, you're going to slide that over and basically shrink the tube. Alright, so this concludes all steps for installing the repeater on a pull type installation. Alright, so now that we're done with the pull type installation, I'm going to give a brief explanation on how to attach the repeater to a wall type installation. So for this example, we're using a channel strut that we already have attached to this piece. So basically with this, or with all channel struts, you want to make sure that you have channel spring nuts that you would slide through the channel and basically fit those into position to where you can attach the bracket with the correct bolts. Alright, so I have the bracket secured to the channel strut. Now I'm going to hang the repeater. Alright, so after securing the same screws in the side of the bracket to secure the repeater, the same as the pull type installation, everything else would follow as far as any of the connections, as far as the cable and the SIM card. So all steps are the same for the wall type installation as they are for the pull type installation after this step. Alright, so this concludes my installations for the pull type and the wall type using the channel strut. As you can see from the short video, this was very simple. Thank you for watching.